All right, heading underground. You can see the timbers here have seen better days, but it's actually a pretty solid looking rock structure here, and no ground fall when you look ahead. In fact, it looks exactly like you want to see. Dry, solid rock, no ground fall. Looks like somebody was sleeping under here at some point. That's a mattress, in case you can't tell what that is, or the remains of a mattress. Got the airlines, utilities next to us on the right. This is a rare treat for us to get these dry mines. And in case you can't tell, the ground is covered in quartz. Got this wiring here, which just goes in a loop. I don't understand the point. Got a junction here. You can see there's something going to the right, something going straight. There's a water line. And we have ore car and ore chute right here. That is a big ore chute. I like the horseshoe for good luck. And that is just solid quartz. That's a fat vein of quartz over our heads. Wow. And then it keeps running back that way. And then where this ore chute is running, there's like the ore chute plugged with good looking ore. Oh, this is interesting. So the ore chute's obviously older, but you can see they made this more modern stairway running up along the side of it here, up into the stope. And I was hoping to come over here to get a better view up to show you, but when I was looking up the ore chute, it ran into a solid block of quartz. So we're gonna have to follow the stairway up and scramble up there. Show you that. It's all quartz right here, and you can see the flowstone formation. That's not quartz there, that's flowstone. You can see the flowstones forming on the quartz as well. And then, of course, here in front of me, this is pretty cool. This stairway going up, huh?
Yeah. Seems a little more than you need.
It does seem more than you need, but I'm not gonna complain. See, it's reinforced with rebar. You didn't see a manufacturer's plate on there, did you?
I did not. See, all their waste rock is
Quartz?
the whole hill. It's all this bright white quartz.
This is interesting. You don't see that mechanism on the side very often.
Latches on to hold the door shut.
Yeah, it's like a homemade job.
They were using this 30 years ago whenever they were mining here.
Yeah. Oh, they reinforced the ore chute. I assumed that ore chute wasn't getting used, but it was. Because there's the snap timber, but then this is more modern. I'm too used to the Nevada mines, I overlooked the more modern looking wood. Trying to get a view up to show people what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just not coming across, but from what I can see, that runs into solid quartz there. So, well, the right hand rule.
Yeah.
And there's this giant block of wood right here. And by giant, that's my boot on it. I mean, it's huge.
I think it's 4 8x8s.
Oh, is it 4 8x8s? It is connected, huh?
Yeah.
Told you it was big.
So it's a 16 by 16, man.
Yeah, 16 by 16, no joke. I wonder what they're using that for. Okay, there's a little bit of vein over our head right here. That's maybe 6 inches. But I don't see any other vein action.
Stoked up here.
Remains of a light there. and rain gear. Looks like I've got some serpentine that's sloughed down there. And then they ran up here on the vein. You can see the vein there. They ran up on it and then it runs. Remember that one I told you that was in the top of the adit or the back? This is it, and it must have widened out. Well, you can see it widened out up there, but the miners ran up on it here and cleared this area out. So that's cool. You can see it dipping down again here. It's covered in dried dirt and dust from the blasting, but that's the vein there. And then I keep thinking we're gonna hit water, but so far so good. No sign of rail back here.
Strap rail.
Oh, is there a rail?
Yep, just chopped it with my knife. This is all wood.
Oh, that's cool. In case you didn't hear that, this is old strap rail here. No one's been working back here in a while. Cannot believe how fortunate we are with the level of dryness. Okay, that's not looking too good ahead. That might be the end of the line. Looks like something sloughed off the side here and was hauled away because there's no ground fall here. You can see the vein directly over my head. It's got more of a grayish color for the quartz. That's all. Vein right over my head there, just following it back, running back on it. And what's interesting is that I always talk about the fault walls being a place the miners seek out for the mineralization because the really good stuff, in this case quartz, oozes up along the faults, the space created by the faults, and that's exactly what happened here. So we've got this fault wall on the right, and then the miners are following the vein back as it squirted up in between. And we've got, looks like an airline running up. Yeah, airline running up. And is that quartz up there?
That's the vein.
Okay, yeah, that's
You can see metal bits and pieces. There's a bunch of this up there, and little speculation, but based off of our knowledge. This looks like the supports for the older 1920s, 30s hoses.
yeah.
Support pressurized hose. They'd wrap them in metal banding, and you can see some of it right there.
Oh yeah,
There's some more up around the bend where you can't see.
that's a good point.
If you look up ahead, the entire,
The whole stope cave in?
the whole hanging wall delaminated about this much, and it's hanging and it's resting on a rock point.
Oh
It
wow.
looks a little sporty. We might be able to squeeze through, but
Okay, I'll trade places with you and get a better look at it. Coming a bit more, and there is looking up the stope. Kind of hard to see much because there's a bunch of rock debris that's come down. The sporty section my friend was referencing, so it looks like it might keep going that way, but the issue here is that, see that rock right there? That is the only thing supporting this giant slab over my head. It's already come off. See the big gap along here? It's already come off, and it's all resting right there. So it'd really suck if it came down the rest of the way, but I will give it a shot. So I'm going to have to squeeze. That's a really tight squeeze. I'm going to have to squeeze up to there and see if we can keep going or not, or if they stopped here at the stope. Okay, I'm on my stomach now, and you can see that is the big slab. My back is pressed up against it right now. That's how tight it is here. And looking ahead, that's it. I don't know if this kept going or not. I kind of sense that it didn't. What's interesting is that it kept running down a long way. That, the extent of my light right there, that's probably 35, 40 feet. And that might explain why the mine is dry. We're gonna have to check for lower workings when we get outside, because that keeps going away and they might have had a lower haulage at it. Anyway, like I said, that's completely shut off and inaccessible to us. And then looking to the right, I can't even turn my head. I'm gonna have to look through the camera. I can't turn my head because the helmet's too big. But that's...
I feel airflow right in this crevice.
Do you?
100%. There's airflow on my face right now.
Okay, well that's...
I think it's coming down from the stove. I feel cold air coming down.
Really? Oh shit. Well, we may have to go look.
Oh, we have those upper workings to check.
Yeah, we saw upper workings. So one way or another, we'll try and chase this down, go in the upper workings. But that's looking up. We just finished looking down that drift to the right. We are back at the ore chute and the ore car, and now we have this drift to the right. Check out, run this way, and there is an airline going down there, so I'm optimistic it doesn't just end right around the corner. Actually, that's a water. That's for water. Okay, it keeps going. So far, so good. No rail back here either. Looks like there's a stope to our left.
They built a piss ditch.
Oh, is that what all that is? Yeah, you're right. He's right.
Working piss ditch. Or was working.
Yeah, he's right. So it's just,
And they even put this in here.
yeah, probably to pump water
And you
out.
can see they had standing water. There's that mine growth
Stuff.
that hairy plant is that we should someday figure out.
So this is the pit stitch he was referring to. That's for draining out water. You can see the vein.
There's the water.
There's a little water, yeah. So there's the vein right there, and then they ran a stope up here. See the stole right there, and that actually runs up. It's really skinny, but it runs up pretty far. Actually, as far as I can see, I can't see the end of it up there. It bends, and then I lose it. But that's the vein running along there. They ran all the way up on, and then here's the vein again in front of me, dropping back down, and then all that you're hearing crunching beneath my feet is quartz that's spilled down. And then the water that my friend references right there disappears into the quartz, and then actually just disappears altogether, but it's there. Got another stope here dropping down there, and actually a lot of water has gone down there. A lot of water's gone down there. That's interesting. That looks filled in, but one of us is gonna have to go down there and just check. I bet that drains the mine.
This old steel pipe is still filled with water.
He's right.
It's still draining out.
There, it's all quartz here in front of us.
We did the last squeeze, so I'll run down this real quick.
Okay, thank you. This keeps running ahead that way, and then over my head, got stope. Actually, let's watch him go down that. This is all filled in through. You can see the stoles, but it's all filled in. Oh, it keeps going. Just saw his light illuminate a big area. Oh wow, really? Yeah. All right, my friend's still sizing things up down there, so while he's doing that, I'll just show you what I was going to show you here. So we've got a stope running overhead with that pillar of quartz right there. And that shows you what they were taking out, because they had to leave that for support, but that's what they would have taken if they could have. So you're looking at good ore right there. And that right there is what used to run up all through here. that they took out. That's the vein right there. And actually it looks like those are quartz slabs that broke down. Pretty sure that's quartz. Can I say it's good looking stuff? You got the iron staining right here. You know the old expression about gold rides an iron horse. That's what you want to see. There's, oh actually, you know what? I just assumed that connected. That's not a pillar after all. I really thought that ran over and connected, but it doesn't. This is a stope all of its own. It runs up to there. And you can see it's just a solid blob of quartz right there. And then quartz right there, that's probably 3 feet thick, the vein there. Keeps wrapping around that way, and it looks like that's quartz there. But I'm gonna wait and hear a report from my friend before proceeding. If you didn't hear what he was shouting up to me, he was saying it looks like they did some work there in the 90s when this mine was last worked, and dropped down quite a way. So I'm down where my friend was, and I just came down from up there, and you can see this is a stope here. I came down the stope. You've got some stoles here with a old rope tied around them, and then there is an ore pass here dropping down somewhere down there. And it gets vertical right there. Don't have full trust in this rope, and I don't know what else might be down there, but this convinces me that there must be lower workings accessible from the river. You may have noticed this huge quartz vein to my right. It's about 4 feet to my right. Actually, I just noticed something kind of cool. Can you see that blast pattern right there? I don't know if that's coming across in camera, but you can see where the core of the blast was and how it radiates out from there and the fractured rock. Anyway, and then the vein blows out to a good 8 feet or so along there. That's all quartz vein, which is pretty awesome. And like I said, there's got to be a lower adit that connects to this somewhere down there, and I look forward to finding that outside. That's the stope and ore pass. We just finished looking down. Now I'm even more curious. See the gobbing right here on the right? Now I'm even more curious about what lies ahead. It's more wet back here, but fortunately I have a functioning pistage. I understand that wire loop that we didn't understand in the beginning. Remember that? Is to hold up the utilities. More quartz. This is all quartz on the left. Big fat quartz vein. And if that's a drill hole, which looks like it is, they were drilling this way, which means...
And this way.
Oh, that went both ways? Okay.
Both ways. Probably just breaking this up.
All right, never mind then.
Actually, you can see some blast damage, it looks like.
Yeah, you can see some under...
There, yeah. You can see the fracturing spreading out.
That's cool. Yeah, you can see some on the vein down that
Probably a
worksheet.
very small shot, like a single stick right there.
So this is what I was saying with the wire holding up the utilities, in this case a water line. Little mini stope over our heads right here. It just goes back to there and stops. And we are still going. Still no rail, so
You feel in the air?
I can't tell because I'm walking. It feels like there's airflow, but I don't want to get caught up in that. Okay, that runs. That runs way up. Okay, it's kind of gray, so it's kind of hard to tell, but this is quartz there and there. That one runs way up.
I feel air dropping right out of this.
I think you're right, but again, I've been thrown off by that in the past, so I don't want to get caught up.
If it isn't throwing us off, it just means there's a lot of volume up there.
True. There's all quartz along here. We're walking right through the middle of where the vein was, in case that wasn't clear. Now this is pretty impressive. This is all flowstone. Running off, actually a pretty small stope. That's the end of the stope right there. And yet look at all this flowstone that came out of it. That's pretty cool. Looking at this.
Feels like it should be like cream.
Yeah, and it's solid. It's solid. Take another look at that flowstone. We're both pretty impressed by this display. See that bumpy, rough texture there. And it's got the ribs running down. That is a really impressive display. And, you know, you would think that would take thousands of years to form, and it didn't. Oh, I didn't even notice.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, didn't even notice this down here. Wow. You would swear it looks alive, huh?
The brain.
Yeah, that's really cool. Wow.
Hard as a rock.
Yeah, hard as a rock, because it is. There's more here, but less dramatic. And then we are still running, and we're running as far as I can see, actually. Don't see the vein. Okay, there's a little bit of quartz right there, but that's okay. There's the vein there, but
100 feet.
okay, he just saw a marker that said 100 feet, which normally it goes the other way. So I'm curious, what's 100 feet away? Vein again. Very dirty back here. Obviously doing a lot of blasting. There's small stope.
Dynamite box pieces up here.
Remains of a dynamite box. But these seem like old workings. Other than the pipe, don't see any sign of modern workings. Now, this is interesting. There's a lot going on here. The attic keeps going. We've got flooded section right here. And can we see how far that goes?
As far as I can see.
Yeah.
That's really interesting that other one is bone dry.
And this is obviously not draining.
Yeah, so this just got to be a bowl here. Look at that quartz.
Yeah, this is incredible, actually. I haven't even shown you what's behind us yet. Just trying to show you the bowl and the stoles, because that's kind of a dramatic sight there. Like I said, the attic keeps running that way. I'm glad I've got the waders. That's all quartz, and then that's a solid block of quartz running up way, way out. Well, obviously we're gonna have to go up there. Way up there. And then all through here.
It's pink, so you can't read it, but we got an 89 date.
Okay, I see.
91.
Okay, Dick Brooks right there.
I think that's 1991, 89 behind it.
Okay. And then those look older. Hard to say.
54.
I was starting to look down at it when my friend found something that demanded that I have to return and check that out, because it's
It's a mining antler.
It's, as he correctly observed, it's a deer antler with tape on it, like a scoop.
Every miner had one of these in his kit.
We're hundreds of feet underground. Wow. I'm at a loss for words on that one. That's, I don't even know what to say to that. So, oh, I lied. It keeps going. All right. I thought it might end right here, but we're gonna have to keep going. Oh, that's kind of cool. There's a pocket right there. I'm hoping that we can avoid having to get the waders out because that's a pain. So I'm gonna skirt around the side and I'll pick up over there. We just made our way through the mud along the side there, and we've got some good dates and graffiti here. 24, 28. I don't know if that's 22 or 12 or what, but it's interesting seeing the span from 91 to 12 or 22. I mean, that a lot of generations of miners working this stope, that's for sure. Keep going here. There's a dam here, which has backed up some water.
Doing everything I can now, put those waders on.
He left the waders outside, so he's doing all he can to avoid putting them on. We've got blocked off area here, maybe a failed stope. They didn't want spilling down into the drift without it, that would be my guess. And then, keeps running ahead that way, wow. Well, I'm gonna slowly make my way through this and I'll catch up over there. I was just shooting back there and made it through the muck. Some interesting geology action back here. You got a mixture of flowstone and these mucky iron deposits. There's a nice frosting of flowstone through here, like a cinnamon bun. Little vein action.
They had a pocket of really good crystallized quartz in here.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Really clear. If you're looking at that, kind of dirty, but
Yeah, I see it. It's got that milky color.
oh, and this is picturesque.
We've got more geology action. Oh. That'll be perfect for some frog. Frog spa right there. It's interesting to see the flowstone has mixed in with all this other mineralization, so you're getting this weird color combination snaking through here.
Varicose veins.
Yeah, varicose veins of flowstone. And then what I've been standing on is kind of cool as well. You've got all these little flowstone pebbles down here, looking like Tic Tacs or teeth. Yeah, I like that. This mine is certainly delivered. I feel like we're in a big quartz gallery again. And it looks like a big quartz gallery up there. This is all quartz around us, as you can see where the dirt and the dust has been scraped away. We're just moving through a solid blob of quartz right now. Yeah, this is all quartz and quartz crystals. See the giant quartz crystals up there? I don't know if that's coming across on the camera, but there's some big crystal structures up there. And yeah, we are just walking through solid quartz. There's a flooded section right there. This is all quartz. The ladder right there. And burnt cloth right there. I don't know why. And there's some of the scorch marks. All quartz here. I'm amazed how big the vein is here. And then it looks wet. What's the word?
It's not too wet.
No?
I'm not putting no waders on.
Does it keep going?
Yeah.
All right. Did you go on the right or the left?
Right.
Okay.
It's easy. I think we're right back.
I actually do have my waders. It's such a pain to get them on, so. Just gonna deal with this.
My waders are 400 feet that way.
At least 400 feet.
Oh, they're at the workout.
Oh, okay.
But I know if I go back to get them and you go ahead,
They're gonna face out.
it's gonna face out.
Yeah. Although it doesn't look like it keeps going.
You know, the waste rock wasn't that big.
No, there's a lot of missing material here. You probably hard to tell, but that's vein and that's vein. It's just covered in dust from the blasting.
It's not so good anymore.
Okay, I think we're getting wadery, huh? It is muddy and gross, of course.
Someone built a bridge.
Is that graffiti?
Someone built us a nice bridge and we just not using it.
Ah, gross. Shit. Oh, you didn't warn me about this. Wow, okay. That just got really bad really quickly.
Okay, yeah, we might be wet at the same time.
That's too bad. Well, I was staying clean, but that is quite deep actually. And it just got quite muddy doing that. We've got, wow. We have a significant stope here. See the stoles running up there.
I'm heading back.
Okay, and then there's got a vein action here. And, oh, it keeps going. Now here's the question. One of us has to do this. I can get my waders on. If you go back and get the waders, you know it's gonna stop right there.
I'm gonna get the waders and I'm gonna bring them to here.
And then wait for me.
Just kidding. There's a nice block to sit on and put them on back there. I'm just gonna put them on back there.
Okay, well, you just guaranteed it ends right there, but I do have to get them on and see. We've been coming in from that direction. I'm still waiting for my friend to get back from retrieving his waders. That's my stuff right there. I have my waders on now, and unfortunately, as we alluded to in our prior comments, us going through all the hassle of putting the waders on and such guarantees that's the face right there. I don't know that for certain, but with my luck, I'm just convinced that that is the case. Got a lot of wood scraps back here. Just looking ahead still. Fat vein of flowstone right here. And then kind of snotty looking flowstone there. It's pretty interesting how quickly this flowstone forms. There's some more of that popcorny looking flowstone. I'm not gonna go too far. Like I said, don't want to rob my friend of a glorious experience. I'm just convinced it faces out right there. You can see some track ties. They pulled up here, get out of the way, and tiny, tiny skinny vein running right there. All right, I'm gonna pause here and wait for my friend, and I'll resume filming at this point next to the pulled up ties. All right, picking up, carrying forward, walking right through the middle of the vein. That's quartz to the right, There's the quartz on the left. To my shock, we haven't faced out already. Wow, this is actually really thick through here. So that's top to bottom, quartz, and then same here. That's all quartz, all the way up at the top. The vein is really wide through here. The guys that were here in the 90s, they might have poked around here a bit, but the last place that we saw any evidence of working in the 90s was the antler stope. That's a good name for it. Yeah, like so it looks like they poked around at this. I see I see the top of a sledgehammer right there. So it looks like you're pulling out samples, but I mean, we're not working this. Still going. Wood piled up there. Oh, we're still going. Mike, PACO,
Paco.
October 4th, 1961. Just see if I saw any more. Wow, we are still going. This isn't exploratory either. They were running on the vein here. Ah, this is getting interesting. Quartz there, and big gobbing here, which is the first significant gobbing we've seen in this mine. I bet that's the face. Yeah, I bet that's the face. Sure, I'm glad we put the waders on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you to just run it out real quick?
Yeah, we hit the face.
You can hear how the gobbing changed the sound.
100%.
It's the same rock. The rock's still good, but all those gobbing's catching all the noise.
Yeah, our voices just stopped echoing. Oh, there's graffiti back here. $58. Can't make out the rest.
59.
Can't make out that. Might be more clear on the screen than it is in person. And oh yeah, there's some behind you too.
Can't make it out.
Can't either.
All over the place, actually.
It is actually, yeah. The more I look around,
Everywhere, it's just so
the more I see.
overwhelming.
Yeah, actually.
So they must have known that they're not going to keep driving, and instead of haul out the last shot,
They just,
this is the last.
this
shot.
is the last shot,
They
yeah.
stacked it here. Why even bother stacking it?
I don't know.
Maybe they just did a little core drilling or something.
That would be my guess. But yeah, they obviously did not bother hauling it out.
You can see an interesting comparison between our mine, the modern explosives, and this. These chunks are huge compared to what we have in our mine.
Yeah.
Now we might be using more powder than we need. And these guys might be a lot more frugal, using a lot less powder. And they would have been using actual dynamite, not emulsion or any modern explosives. Just interesting to see the
difference.
like, you're not shoveling this. This is miserable work.
Yeah.
We can just, hoe and pin hoe and shovel. Whereas these are large chunks.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. The gray, dust-covered rock, it all looks the same after a shot, but you're right about the size and shape and such. All right, so we actually have at least two stopes we need to go up because we've got the antler stope and then the Orcar stope.
And this awesome still image here.
And awesome still imagery. We had just finished looking down there. We're back at the antler stope. There's the antler. Friend's already starting his way up. The stope. And I'm going to come up behind him. Hopefully not fall, but if I do, I'll be on camera. Okay. Taking another look at these dates here. 63, 49 or 59, 89 of course. Frank somebody. And there's a lot of quartz here. Wow. Look at him in relation to the quartz. That is impressive. You've got the utilities running up. So obviously they were working here in the 90s. Man, that is impressive. I cannot get over the volume of quartz in geological structures like this. You know, some mines, they really do have these just massive blobs of quartz like this. And I've seen it before, but it always impresses me. Every time. I don't get tired of it.
Whole bunch of fire hose.
Wow. I'm still taking in just how much quartz is here. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We've been making our way up from down there. A few things to point out to you. You can see the hook for our slusher right there. So the guys in the 90s were clearing this out. Do you remember that blocked off stope that we saw when we started heading down the drift just past the antler stope? That's this. It's, well, I should say that's at the bottom of this, and you can see this has been completely filled in. They backfilled it completely with quartz waste rock. And something that's really wild is you've got this quartz pillar right here, but that's all gobbing behind it. And it's so steep right here. It's incredibly steep. And yet they still packed all this gobbing in. That is wild. I mean, I get it. It would suck to haul that out, but that's just really impressive. It's all quartz. Got fire hose, fire hose back here. You want to wash things down after a shot. That's what that would have been for. So it keeps running up that way, but it might be easier to get there this way. I'm going to scout things out a bit and then pick up when I find the next good vantage point. I climb farther up the stope from way down there. I'm at the top of this gobbing stream right here. There's a little sub-level right here. I'll show you in just a second. And then you can see the stope keeps running up along this fat quartz vein up there. I'll head up there in just a second. Just going to show you this little sub-level here. First flat ground in a while. You can see the amazing amount of quartz all along here. That extends down, and then this is the top of that backfilled stope. But just the sheer volume of quartz here is really extraordinary. Okay, I'm gonna put the camera away again and get up to that vantage point. I was just shooting down there. You see my friend making his way down. This is that upper chamber. You see the quartz vein is starting to narrow down a bit, and so the stope is starting to narrow down as a consequence. It is still on both sides. This is all quartz, and then it pinches out up there. It's kind of hard to tell, but it pinches out up there and stops. So the antler stope is pretty big, man.
Yeah.
And now we've got the ore car stope. Down and out that way. What's that?
I wonder how many years they were working it.
Yeah, I wonder too. This is a lot bigger than we expected. We just finished checking out that section and the antler stope. We are now back at the ore car stope. And taking a closer look at this, we realized it looks like the way to do this one is you go up the steps here and then literally step into the ore chute and go up the ore chute. So that's what we're gonna do.
These are hammered in.
Yeah, no, they look solid.
Pretty rusty, but it's
They're
okay.
fine. They're fine.
Except for this one.
Well,
Maybe skip that one.
looks like they did actually. All right.
Weird.
Yeah.
Those same pegs are in here too,
Oh,
without boards, so you can use them, but the ore can still get through.
well, that's kind of cool.
Of course, they didn't really make a nice way to step. I just run, step over.
What about squeezing up through there?
Right here, I think.
Okay. I think it might be better to go that way. We'll see. Well, either way, I'll go up there and take a look. Just climbed up the ore chute. You can see all the waste rock. The ore chute. They drove these bits of rebar in to make a crude stairway up here. You can see we're in what looks like an ore pass. That's my friend right there. It keeps running up, but there's a platform and a big slab of quartz blocking our way. So we're convinced there are upper and lower workings here, so we're going to try and find the upper workings that tie in up there, because this is as far as we can go this way. Got the adit right here, and this is what it looks like on the surface. Got the river down here. Saw the quartz that came out of that mine. That's a lot. Good view down the canyon. This old bus here is really cool. Oh, there's an old camper right there. It's my buddy up there. You guys like this bus? Getting my light out. Hold on a second. I think this is pretty cool. Wow, even a proper bathroom. Good stuff. We're just checking out the bus there. It's the back of it. And I don't know if this was a bunkhouse or workshop originally. Got this big old compressor right here. And my buddy's headed up there because I'm pretty sure there's some kind of upper workings there. Probably ties into stopes. Open stopes, in other words, that, you know, punch all the way to the surface. And I'm saying that based on the amount of quartz around here. Just a quick view of the building. I'll show you a quick view inside. Yeah, a lot of junk, but now that I did not expect to see. That's something that firefighters wear as part of their SCBA. At least that's how I'm used to seeing those. Bunch of old books. It's another one of those that Tell's last worked in the 1990s. Talking about the mine, you know, and a shower even. And this is how much things have deteriorated since then. They go slowly at first and then quickly. And I would say we're getting near the quickly stage. It would have taken a few years for the rodents and stuff to have broken in and animals and vandals and such. And then now it's starting to go quickly. So pretty cool though. Glad you guys got a chance to see this. So we're back on another day because we really don't like unfinished business, and we left some unfinished business here. So we're gonna be wrapping up some mysteries. All the stuff we looked at before there, that's that waste rock pile right there. And you can see there's a giant cave looking thing right there. We definitely need to check that. Obviously I'm on the other side of the river here to get a better perspective. There's an adit there, and it kind of looks like there might be one there even. The old topo map shows a bridge running across here. There was a trestle, I guess it would be a better term, running across here and then hits a rail bed here and then ran to a bunch of buildings that were back that way. There's nothing left of them now, but it came out here, did a 90-degree turn, and ran that way to the buildings. And we're just getting eyes on the work that we need to do here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 things to check out. That might be natural, but it looks really unnatural, so needs checking. All right, we've crossed the creek. We're looking around that area below where we looked before, meaning up there. There's just a staggering amount of waste rock down here, old and new. So we're here. We're gonna start scouting things out and see what we can find. We were standing over there and I was shooting the stuff over here, and this has been a big bust so far. All the promising looking spots that we thought we saw from across the way are not promising. For example, this one behind me, the cool concrete foundation here. This one behind me, I was certain there was something here. Nope, there's not. So we're gonna keep looking around, but we may just head back underground and take care of our unfinished business in the adit we visited before. And what I'm referring to specifically is dropping down those lower levels, which we were certain exited somewhere around here, but we have found no sign of that. He's just checking one of the upper potential spots. Back underground at this spot, and if you'll recall, this drops down below us to mysterious depths. And when we were here last time, this hand line was here, but I don't fully trust it because I don't know how old it is, and it's wrapped around some pretty rotten timbers. So came back with my own hand line. That's the bag of, I brought the hand line in there. That's not something new. And I've rigged up what I think is a better system off of these newer looking timbers. And you'll see my hand line running down next to the older rope. And it's okay up until about right there. Then it gets pretty steep and vertical. So definitely glad to have the hand line. No idea what's down there. There's water running down there. So I have the waders with me. But I'll go as far as I can, and hopefully I can pick up on the bottom. I've made it down from there, and it's vertical through here, so it's not easy when everything's all wet and slippery, but I've made it down to this point. It's a little precarious here, so I'm not going to get out the fancy camera yet. Keeps dropping down behind me. I see the remains of a ladder down there, and I can't tell if that's another landing down there or if that's the sub-level. I'm hoping it's the sub-level or lower level, because it's not going to be easy getting out of here. We've got the timbers in here that I like, the unmilled old school stoles. You can see they were following the vein down. No surprise here. And then behind me, there is a stope chamber. See what I mean about being precarious? Stope chamber. It drops very steeply down that way. You see how I stoped it out because of all the vein action here. You can see the contact zone very clearly. Sounds like my buddy's coming down behind me. Oh, that's kind of interesting, that brown muddy streak right there. I don't want to go tumbling down this, but I'll try to come over here and take a look down. I haven't looked down this yet either. Gosh, that might even be plugged. There's probably an ore chute down there. You can see the air lines running up, which is interesting. That doesn't look great. I wonder if that's caved or plugged. Hard to say. Pretty good vein action in here though. I'm gonna see the hose right there. Looks like they're actually using it as a rope. Anyway, I'm gonna keep dropping down, try and get to the bottom of this. I hope that is the bottom. I hope this corresponds to the depth on the other side. I hope that is the bottom. So I'll go check on my friends and continue down. Well, I've got the good camera out, so you know what that means. I did make it to the bottom. That is almost vertical, and so it's gonna be tricky getting out on the hand line, but hopefully this is worth it. You can see the vein running along the right there and the left. So they ran this winds right down the middle of the vein. This might have been also an ore pass. This might have had multiple functions. The drift that I'm on runs off in that direction, and that looks like all that cave material I looked down on the last stope. So I'm not super optimistic about that. Over here though, it does look like it runs. As you can see, looking ahead, pretty wet and mucky down here. But, like I said, it does look like that runs. So, I'm gonna get the waders on and I'm gonna push this direction first. And hopefully it's not a dead end around the corner. All right, that's where I dropped down. I just crossed over the water here and we're getting into it. The ground down here is definitely worse. I see a lot of serpentine, which you can see how it's slabbing out, creating air gaps. And it's just generally ugly stuff. There's some interesting yellowishness on the ribs over here I was going to show you. And no, that's not gold. I know somebody's going to say that that's gold, but it's not gold. If you see the direction of the drilling, this is the way they were running, so they must have come down that winds thing. See, I'm in a big slabbed out section. This is all serpentine. So, yeah, classic serpentine. See how smooth and slippery those sides are. There were timbers here, but they weren't able to hold up against the serpentine. Oh yeah, look at all that. Bad news. And of course the echo's gone. It's quite a contrast with the upper workings. Hopefully this is worth it. Look at that growing down here. You see some interesting stuff underground. Okay, still going. Look like there's something squared out up ahead. I can't tell if that's a big rock or an ore car or what. bear with me climbing over all this rubble. It's not swift going. All right, ground has improved. This is good. I don't know what that's about. There's evidence of the vein here. The quartz vein is actually running all the way along here. It's just that most of it is covered up in mud from the blasting. See what I mean? All right, that was not an ore car and it was not a rock. It was simply a piece of corrugated metal with nothing behind it. They're probably using it as a blast sheet. Yeah, see all the quartz in here? Hopefully, that doesn't mean that's the end. Okay, looks like it keeps going. Got some limonite here, oozing out of the rib. And there's a good look at the vein. They're pretty well into it here. There's the rail for a size comparison. You can see that black stuff oozing out there. Huh. Alright, we'll keep going. But it looks like there's a pretty good stope on my left. Oh, not that big actually. Vein's pretty fat right there, but it must not have assayed out too well. Otherwise, they would have kept running on it. I mean, this has to be remains of a manway here, an ore chute. See the boards together in the middle there, as they are in an ore chute. Airlines, empty can. Looks like that's a tamping stick right there for packing in the explosives. That's kind of cool. It's rusted in place. I don't know what that would have been used for. Alright, more quartz. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look at the angle of this drift right here. That's older. But again, this must not acid out too well. Uh-oh. Those look like blast sheets. And this is why I said uh-oh. Because we faced out. Colorful, but must not have been profitable because there's a ton of quartz here they didn't go after and mine out for the gold inside. Hear the echo? Great echo in here. It really contrasts with the serpentine. A little bit of flowstone right here. Looks like frosting. All right, I am back. That is where I first dropped down, crossed through the muddy water. And yes, this is definitely what I was looking down on from up above, that other stope. You can see it's been smashed in pretty dramatically. However, if you look through here, it looks like this drift keeps going. So I'm going to put the camera away and try and squeeze through there, and hopefully it opens up a little bit more and I can get over there. See what happens. I just crawled through there, and that was particularly horrendous. I got covered in rotting log muck, and some rocks shifted as I was squeezing through, and one of them slammed my knee really hard, which is quite painful. So, taking one for the team with the mine exploring here. See airlines there. It's like a blast sheet, and thankfully this keeps running in that direction, so I sure hope this was worth it, because that really hurt and was really uncomfortable. Look at the vein here. This quartz looks a little different than the quartz we were just examining. Really richly mineralized in here. I said Mitchly at first, but richly mineralized. That's what I wanted to say. That black line right there. All kinds of indicators here. And there was an ore chute here. You can see the remains of. And that was for a stope that runs up to there. Turn the light up a setting. Hopefully that makes sure. That's the extent of the stope. I can see the top of it there, but must have been decent. They ran up on it. The vein here is really thick. This is about 4 feet thick. So this must have gotten their interest. Quartz has kind of a cool stripy tiger pattern here. Oh, this is nice. Nice, clean, open drift. I like it. And it's just an old piece of wood. No sign of serpentine. Got the vein overhead. All through here. That's really opening up. Look at this. Really opens up in here. I took out a lot of material back here. I hope that's not the end up there though. But that's probably 8 feet over my head. They carved out a lot of vein material here. Big drill hole right there. And right there, you see they're opening this chamber up, drilling out in all directions. It's just mud. There's not like a wind or anything right there. You can see pancake slab of quartz has come off. Oh, okay. I thought that was possibly the end, but it's not. We keep going. Oh, that's cool. Look at that gobbing of quartz right there. Nice. Nice. And we keep going. We're still in business. That's disconcerting. You don't like hearing rocks crashing down behind you. That came from up there. Decent sized stope there. As you can see, there's the vein running through here. But like I said, a bunch of it slabbed out, and I'm standing on it now. And then it dips down to the left there. This quartz gobbing is really cool. I don't see that often. Usually the quartz gets taken out and milled. Okay, we've got something on the left here. Looks like we have a stope. I'm guessing a stope running down there. It's a pretty tiny space, so that may just be exploratory. It's hard to say. It might have been bigger at one time when they filled it in with this stuff here. Hard to say. We still have a fair amount of infrastructure. the airlines. Ooh, this is not looking good. Airlines and what have you. Running up there. Look at that. Stoping looks pretty minimal. You have wow, what am I gonna do with this one? So we've got a deep stope on the left and giant slabs have crashed down from above in the middle. I can't go to the left because of the flooded stope. I don't know if I can go over the middle. I have to do some climbing to try and figure this one out. This one just got way more challenging. And there's not a lot to walk on here. Okay, there's a view of the flooded stope below us. That is deep. Wow. That is deep. Oh my God. That is deep, and then this is sketchy to the extreme. Wow, you guys. Ah, man. That is just clumped rock over my head. There is nothing holding that together. I'm like at the bottom of a stope or something, or who knows what, but something they just dumped a bunch of waste rock down or just clumped together, and then the bottom fell out onto where I'm standing, but there's literally nothing holding any of that together. Wow. This is getting really bad. There's a look at the deep stope below me. And there's a look ahead. I'm gonna try going to that part, but this is bad news. Gotta be really careful not to knock anything down or dislodge anything. Okay, that slabbed off from there, and you can see there's a stope going up to the right through there. Ah, man. And looking ahead, that's the drift, but it looks plugged. When I was coming up, I could see it better. It looks plugged. I don't know if I go down there, I don't know if I can get back out because it's a steep drop down. All right, I was able to make my way down the rock there, which will be difficult getting out, but that's my problem rather than yours. This does actually keep going, which I'm almost sorry to see at this point. There's more stoping. I'm basically walking into a stope right now, and it dips down there for who knows how long, just full of debris. There's continuation ahead through there, and then there's a very drippy stope here. More views of it. I sure hope this gets better down there. There's more views of the vein. There's an airline running up there. And like I said, it's a very drippy stope. Bad news. And again, I came in from down there, and I'm going to probably need both hands to get down there, so I'll pick up somewhere down there. I just dropped in from there. I should look at what I've been making my way through, and we have hit the end of the line. And I came over and I thought, well, maybe I can get up through there, but that is not possible. That is caved as well. Everything is completely filled in. Given the state of things, I can't say that I'm too sorry, but you got to give me credit for trying. This was way up there on the sporty scale. So, sorry there are not artifacts down here. Some of the vein action and geology was kind of interesting. The danger element was kind of interesting. But, as I've got rocks dribbling down around me, I am not going to be sorry to make my way out of here. And hopefully I do, because I still have to go back through all that stuff. So, last look. And then I'll make my way back that way, except I have to go up and around.